Welcome to another Plugin ID video post. I'm Brett, and today we're going to be talking about your potential. So, a couple of nights ago, inspired by reading the blogs of like Colin Wright, Tim Ferriss, Cody McKibben, and all other people pretty much in the lifestyle design community, I kind of sat down and asked myself, you know what? What do I want to do when I'm 25, or by the time I'm 25, and how high does my potential go as a human being? And the answers were pretty much this. For my potential, it's pretty much infinite. As long as I spend my time doing things that will add to my potential and make me better all the time, then it's roughly infinite, and it's only limited by the amount of time I have. And the answer to the things that I want to do by the time I'm 25 is pretty broad. I want to be reading tons of books. I want to be reading like 300 from now till the time I'm 25, to be honest. Initially, I thought that was crazy, but if I try hard enough, I will break 500 easily. No doubt will I read 500 or more by the time I'm 25. I got about 7 years. I want to head to about 25 different countries with at least, I think it's about 3 on each continent, of course. Australia being the exception because it's its own continent, and I don't really need to go to Antarctica, but that'd be pretty cool to do after I'm 25. Basically, the idea is I want to have a lot of adventures in a lot of different locales around the world, and pretty much live the life I've always dreamed of in terms of travel. In order to make that travel happen, I'll need to have a pretty good set of gadgets in order to keep me connected to the digital world and be able to pretty much take my office anywhere. So how will I fund this? Well, I want to have almost a writing business. Like some site of my own might be Plugin ID, will probably not be Plugin ID as I move on, do other things. I mean, we're talking a 7-year window here. So I'll probably move on and plant my personal brand somewhere else. Probably be writing for a living, or at least generating some income from that. I don't know what I'm going to do for a real job. So I want to have that done. And I also want to be in peak physical shape. In the meantime, I want to do some crazy things. I want to go like skydiving, caving, rock climbing, all the cool adventures and stuff like that. I want to teach myself a martial art for self-defense, and just because it's awesome and it's really something, a skill that I could use in my arsenal that I don't have. And I want to continue to play hockey, which I do in my spare time. So the problem is maintaining hockey and travel, they kind of don't fit, so I'll have to give one up. I'll probably be hockey, but that's where the martial art and that's where all the crazy stuff that I want to do comes in. I want to get to a BMI of 25. I know that sounds weird, but that basically means that I'll have a pretty good chunk of muscle mass. I'll be lean, but I'll still have a lot of muscle mass. Low body fat percentage is always good. And so those are pretty much my goals for the next 7 years. No numbers, not set yet. All I know is I want to travel to a bunch of countries. 25 is a rough number. 300 is a rough number for my books. You get the idea. So what I actually really want to be doing during this time is maximizing my potential. So I figure, hey, if I read tons of books, I'll be maximizing my so-called mental potential, you know. Exposing myself to the most ideas possible will build the most possible connections in my brain, and the more connections I build in my brain, the smarter and more diverse my thought is. So, thus, reading tons of books, easiest way to maximize my mental potential. I want to maximize my physical potential by doing all the things I just told you guys. And so you start to get the idea of what maximizing your potential really looks like. So, the problem is you might be holding yourself back. A lot of my goals actually, at first glance, seem kind of unrealistic, even if you take into account that I'm going to do them over a 7-year period of time. But the main thing is, if I pursue goals that seem to be really difficult or close to impossible, there are 2 outcomes. One is that I succeed and I do the impossible, and that's just awesome. I mean, that's just like the best possible outcome, right? I mean, that's great. How can you argue with that? Or I try my hardest and I don't make it. In which case, I'll be mediocre or average, or slightly above average just like everyone else, and I really haven't lost anything. I've put in a lot of work, done a lot of things, and lost a lot of time trying to achieve these goals, but at the same time I've also moved myself closer to my potential. So that's why, like, truly radical goal setting, if you, I know this is kind of ironic considering the content of my last post, but if you really want to do something, you got to have that, like, crazy vision up here. If you have that vision, it's like a dream and it seems totally impossible, great. Great first step. After that, just work towards it. And if you work towards it by maximizing your potential, by doing the things that will make you better at not only fulfilling your vision, but at doing whatever else you might want to in life, you're going to reach the point where your dreams might be able to be a reality, or by filling your potential, if this makes any sense whatsoever. I might be totally wrong here. Or by trying to fulfill your potential, your dreams will be a byproduct of that. So essentially, if you keep trying to improve yourself, eventually you're going to get to the point where your abilities and your strength is so solid that you're going to be able to make your dreams come true, even if they seemed impossible to you right now. So, there are some big problems with fulfilling your potential, though. There are tons of distractions. And I'm not just talking about Facebook, I'm talking about things that might cause you to, like, get totally off your game. Drugs, total late nights out, video games, everything like that. Everything that would cause you to kind of abandon doing what you want to do, where doing what you want to do in this case is really reaching out to your potential. And so the biggest thing that I can tell you guys for this is the things that will distract you from your path are not part of your path. There's an anecdote that I included in the post of basketball star and now I believe mayor of Sacramento, California, Kevin Johnson. When he was in high school, he went to the gym every single night, to practice his shooting. So one time janitor came up to him and said, "Hey Kevin, why aren't you out partying like everyone else? It's Saturday night." Kevin turns to him and says, "Partying won't take me where I want to go." A few years later, he was in the NBA. Point is, you've got to work on the things that will take you where you want to go and scrap the rest. If you can do that and you do the things that are truly effective and bring you the results that you want, you're golden. I mean, this doesn't apply to your potential, but this applies to everything that you do in your life. Reaching your potential is pretty much the best thing that we can do, in my opinion, but if you're going to do it, you've got to be committed, and you have to be doing the things that will get you there. You can't just kind of dabble on the side that you're going to reach your potential and then just kind of be mediocre everywhere else. You got to step up your game everywhere in your life if you're going to make it. So, hope this post was of value to you and it wasn't just about me rambling about my goals. Let me know what your vision is for a better future, for what you wanted to accomplish, and let me know. Critique this post if you have to. I love the things that you guys said about my approach in last post, so keep it up. Thanks.